Hey guys, how you going? Hope you're all doing very well. This afternoon I'm going to be doing another movie review. This movie is a thriller from the United States, English language, released in the year 2017, directed by Natalia Lite, and this film is called The Revenge Artist. So The Revenge Artist is about a woman who's an aspiring artist studying at college, and one evening at a college party she's sexually assaulted by a fellow classmate. Now the classmate's never brought to justice because no one believes it was non-consensual, so this is an issue that is facing this woman, but her devastation turns to anger and she sees it upon herself to be the avenger, not only for herself, but every other woman that has been unfairly treated after reporting a sexual assault case. And so she's going to exact her own revenge that's going to take her down a very dark path where she's going to pass the point of no return. So what that point is something you're going to have to find out for yourself, because that's as far as I'm going with my synopsis. Now my thoughts on The Revenge Artist. For me, in the rape revenge subgenre, there are two subcategories. Category number one is the exploitation side of things. It's basically making light of very serious subject matters, which is the reason why it was so controversial to start with. You got I Spit in Your Grave, where horrible things are happening to a very innocent person, but it's about the journey from victim to avenger and the cathartic violence, the therapeutic violence and stuff that you shouldn't marvel at, but it's just the way it makes you feel. And so it is very theatrical, it is making light of things, and it's just basically everything that exploitation is. Then you've got the other side of rape revenge that's much more serious. That's there to provoke a discussion. That's there to actually make you open your eyes to the real goings on in the world. And so The Revenge Artist actually promised to be of the latter. Basically a very serious film that's going to make you think and going to make you discuss things and open your eyes to the behaviour on college campuses in America especially. And so I thought, all right, well, that was the expectation coming into the film. But after watching the movie, I was bitterly disappointed. This is one of the most lackluster movies I've seen in a very long time, and the biggest issue with The Revenge Artist was the fact that it didn't know what category it belonged to. It didn't have any sense of identity, therefore it's stuck in limbo. It's in purgatory, and because it doesn't know where to go, you just feel as though it was a completely empty waste of time. And that pains me to say, because I thought as though there were some likeable aspects. You got Francesca Eastwood, who plays a fairly likeable character, but that character just doesn't really develop anywhere. I never felt as though I was going on a journey with her. I thought the vibrant cinematography deserved a better film and the haunting soundtrack, and I thought the ending was fairly decent, but the positives to the movie aren't complimented. And so I always felt as though the negatives are weighing it down. And so that lack of identity is obviously the biggest issue. It is way too serious to be that exploitation film, and it's not serious enough to be that thought-provoking movie. So what I mean by that, with the exploitation side of things, I thought as though the build-up to the revenge was non-existent, it was rushed. And so you have no sense of anticipation. The therapeutic violence is non-existent because it's over before you know it. So it's way too tame to be that exploitation movie, but then there's really unrealistic aspects of the movie that prevent it from being a discussion movie, because I always felt as though I could disconnect myself. I always felt as though I was watching a movie because of the really unrealistic behaviours from the characters. The police procedural investigations were really unrealistic. So I knew I was watching a movie. I knew that this woman was getting away with these things because the movie needed to progress. And so because it was way too light-hearted to be that serious movie, and it was taking itself too seriously to be that exploitation film, it just makes you feel in the middle. It's a competently made movie, but the characters go nowhere and nothing really works. And so that to me was the biggest disappointment. So if you go in there expecting a typical rape revenge film, you're going to be disappointed because you just don't know why this movie exists. So there's no real time and attention. It doesn't want to do the hard work in order to get to the root of the problem that the movie wants to depict. And it just doesn't know how to have fun in exploiting a subject. And so it's all right to be offensive, but the movie doesn't want to be offensive, and it doesn't want to take itself seriously enough to actually provoke a discussion. So ultimately, it just becomes stuck in purgatory, and that's basically where it belongs. And unfortunately, it's just a very weak film that I'm not going to recommend. And as a result of that, I'm only going to give The Revenge Artist 1 star. All right, guys, that's it for my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later.